The World 2020 champions India.
So we have our matches in Australia. Australia is hosting this tournament. So it becomes very important to discuss about Australia, especially when in today's time, quite many former cricketers are saying that Australia is not in the form. And we also saw that they lost their 2 matches recently to England. On that note, Chetan, when it comes to Australia squad, it's one of the strongest squads ever, right? So what do you have to say? What are the strengths and where they are even lacking?
Well, it's a first of all very all-rounded squad. अगर हम इस बारे में बात करें, I think they have all their bases covered in this particular format. If there is one weakness, let's start with weakness. अगर weakness की बात करें, I think the form of 2 players is of concern. One is Aaron Finch and one is Glenn Maxwell. Now, it is also a concern how they use Steve Smith in this squad. कैमरन ग्रीन जैसे प्लेयर की जगह नहीं बन पाई है, and of course he is a very young guy, 22 years old, but you know the way he performed in India, the way he's been performing against England, I think that's a huge miss for them. अगर कोई इंजरी होती है इस स्क्वाड में, I think they will straight away get Cameron Green into the squad. But अभी अगर हम इस स्क्वाड की बात करें तो everybody's been talking about the form of Aaron Finch, everybody's been talking about the form of Glenn Maxwell. इन दोनों की बात करें, इनको कैसे यूज किया था पिछले साल. Finch, I think he is he can be compared with Shikhar Dhawan. जैसे ही वो ICC टूर्नामेंट में आते हैं ना, उनके ब्रेन में कोई एक स्विच जो है ना ऑन ऑफ हो जाता है, ऑन हो जाता है, वैसे ऑफ रहता है, वैसे ऑन हो जाता है. And he has this mental ability to bring himself into form, bring himself into rhythm, and I think he will do just that in terms of the leadership, in terms of batting. Glenn Maxwell को they use as an impact player, but for an impact player it is important to be in form. Right now he's not in form. Right now he's not scoring those many runs. He's not having that impact. क्या वो भी अपना एक mental switch flick on करके push on कर सकते हैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया के लिए? I think these two were really important for Australia in the last World Cup when they won. They are the defending champions, and again they'll be very important on home pitches. I think momentum में आना, वो switch को flick on करना home pitches पे ज़्यादा easy रहेगा. Steve Smith की बात करें, I think every T20 side has that anchoring batsman, and he is that anchoring batsman. It's just that he doesn't find a spot in their first choice playing 11. At the time of recording, हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं डेविड वार्नर आज नहीं खेल रहे हैं. स्टीव स्मिथ तब जाके उनकी टीम में आए हैं, और अगर कैमरन ग्रीन होते तो स्टीव स्मिथ को वो नहीं लेते इस साइड में. तो the way they use Maxwell, the way they use Steve Smith, it is going to determine the balance of their side, and this is the one glaring weakness in the middle order. Mind you, this was not a weakness in the UAE last year. और जहां तक स्ट्रेंथ की बात करें, आई थिंक देयर बॉलिंग अटैक इज अ रियली रियली बिग स्ट्रेंथ फॉर ऑस्ट्रेलिया. पहली बात तो होम कंडीशंस में खेल रहे हैं. दूसरी बात, यू हैव द लाइक्स ऑफ स्टार्क एंड यू हैव हेजलवुड एंड यू हैव पैट कमिंस. फैंटास्टिक बॉलर्स. बट साथ ही साथ आपके पास केन रिचर्डसन जैसे बॉलर भी है, आपके साथ आपके पास मैथ्यू स्टॉइनर्स भी हैं. तो दीज गाइज कैन कंट्रोल in terms of the scoring rate in those middle overs, but I think one of their biggest strengths is Adam Zampa. You know, leg spinner is always treated very well, rated very highly when it comes to T20 cricket, and I think he is an exceptional leg spinner. अपने conditions में, अपने home conditions में, I think he can be really influential. हमने देखा है कैसे इंडिया struggle करती है Adam Zampa के विरुद्ध. तो I think he's going to be really influential, and I think the bowling attack is the real strength for Australia. Do I see them lifting the T20 World Cup, defending their crown? I am not sure. I think there are other stronger sides in the fray this time. I'm not going to say कि UAE जो था वो fluke था. I think a lot of moving parts came together for Australia and they won the World Cup. If those same moving parts come together for Australia this time, I think they will definitely be in the semi-finals. उसके बाद तो lottery है. What do you think?
I think Australia do have an upper hand because it's like they're playing on their home ground.